Today we are making jelly snakes from Harry Potter. This is the Honeydukes series, and I now have the full set. Let me know if you want me to do a video on all of mine. Oh, that's not good. Looks like the powder broke open. Oh yeah. It's all over in here. Okay, that'll be fun. We will open that on a napkin, and maybe we could salvage some of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just discard that. I do have lots of leftover mica from this series, so it should be fine. All right. Oh, those are quite big. I didn't realize they were going to be that big. So, and they, yeah, look like snakes. So one's more straight, the other two are curved different ways. So they're all a little different. I like that. Also have the thing we use to wipe the resin around, or the powder rather. That's a fun jar. I like that. Very nice. You can make 3 at a time. They did give us a nozzle and a really cool jar. And in case you don't follow me on Facebook, they did leak in a different country a Honeydukes trolley cart that you can build and put the candy on. So that looks fun. Let's clean up and get building. Here's the checklist. You're going to paint the tails green, the heads red. Then you add the resin, give it a little swirl. Cure it 5 to 10 minutes, flip it over 5 to 10 minutes, and then take them out. And then you're going to repeat that process several times. So let's start by opening up this to see how much of a disaster it is. We'll slide off this label. Okay, it goes this way, I think. Which is upside down. I had a 50-50 shot, and I picked the wrong direction. The green sealed, cool. Red kind of sealed, so probably still salvageable. Let's lift this up and see. Oh yeah, we're good. We're fine. There's stuff in there. But I guess if you have this happen and it's not salvageable, you could probably contact the company. I had bad luck contacting them once, and I never contacted them again about like leaking resin. I've always been able to make it work, but that's just me. I realize that not everybody has done over 100 of these and has extra resin and things that they can remedy it with. So let's slide this down, or I guess I could just cut it. And we're going to do green first, which I said is the tails, right? So, dip. And then they show like swirling it around. I'm going to put a decent amount in there. We won't know until we get the resin in there if it's enough or not. Kind of have to pay attention because 2 of the heads are on one direction and then the other one is facing a different direction. Okay, almost just put it in the head part. Probably doesn't really matter, but we like to follow directions. So something like that. I always have like a random hair. There we go. Maybe I put it too far up, I don't know. The first tray is always experimental. I guess I could have started with just doing one worm to see, but we're already here. I wiped off the end of this, so now we're gonna pick up some red pigment, put it in the head of it. I love that we can use this mold and create different snakes with it. right. We'll try just that and see. I feel like we'll need to add a lot more than that, but we'll find out here in a moment. Something I was not anticipating is this resin is like a light green color. I wasn't expecting that, so that's gonna look cool. Okay, let's give this a try. It may not look very green. Well, it didn't there, but you can kind of see it better down on this end. Oh, I totally missed the tail there. Where's my toothpick? May have overfilled that, but I am going to kind of swirl it. And then go down here and swirl it. I feel like that's not enough pigment. I'm gonna try to scrape some of this over to here. I'm gonna look at the underside of this to see, because maybe it looks more red, and this is just the bottom side. It does look more red if you look underneath it, but you can also like really see the powder and the lines. It doesn't look too good, so I'm gonna keep mixing to blend that a little better. And this is why I probably should just did one snake to start. Have I learned nothing from this series? Apparently not. One thing I can say about this series is sometimes it looks bad, but then when you take it out of the mold, it's actually fine. So, I'm hoping that's the case. You won't be able to see those lines like you can see underneath. I'm just going to fill in the rest of these, mix them up, and then we'll cure them. I think they're going to look neat either way. Alright, I'm going to start down here with the green. And stirring it probably is going to create a lot of bubbles. But if you just let it set for a little bit, they kind of come up to the surface, and then it's easier to poke them with a toothpick. Then I'll do green over here, and then I'll kind of wipe off the end of my toothpick and then go into the red. I feel like these are more green and blended easier, but could also just be me. Looks pretty good. Wipe it off. Move into the red. We'll definitely need some more resin. It's probably best that I didn't overfill it though. It makes it easier to mix those colors, and then you just add more resin on top and then just mix again lightly. We'll go to this one. And yeah, there's a huge bubble there. There we go. I can see other bubbles in there too, so I'm going to pop those. Just add a pinch more, and you could get down eye level and look across the top of the mold. That's a good way of telling if they're full enough. I kind of want them flush with the mold. All right, these should be good. I think they look a lot better now. Let's go ahead and cure them. I cured these for a pretty long time, about 10 minutes on each side. So let's take it out and see. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think it's a good color variation. You can't really see where I was swirling it around or those lines, like maybe a little bit right here, but overall, pretty good. So now I just have to repeat that a million more times, which I guess I'll do one more where you guys can see it, and then I'll do the rest off camera because it's really boring, right? Those look good. That one's more green. I think I like them with a little bit more green. You should be able to break away the little pieces that are hanging off. Yeah, that's cute. They look like those gummy worms I used to eat as a kid. Since this already has a red on it, let's do the red part first. I'll probably put 2 dashes of the red in each. That was actually a lot on that one. But some of it fell on the mat, so. Oh my gosh, why does it do that? It's like jumping off. Did you see that? That was weird. Reminds me of those jumping beans. Creepy. Try to pick it back up off the mat. Of course, it landed over there and not on the napkin part. I guess that's my fault. I should have been doing it over there. All right, swirl it around. Don't know how important this part is. It's probably just important whenever you get the resin in there. That one looks a little light. Add just a tad more. Then I'm gonna wipe this off. Go in with the green. It's really shallow by the tail. There we go. A little difficult to knock that in there. All right. Swirl it around just a tad. It's easier to do the green because it's shallow. The head has like a little part that kind of goes under the silicone. Now we're gonna fill it up and swirl again. Literally does not take much resin. They're pretty thin at some parts. And again, after you swirl, it might create some bubbles. Pop them with a toothpick, and it does help if you just kind of let it set there for a little bit. They eventually start to make their way up. And then it makes it easier. All right, they're not completely full because I'm gonna swirl them. I like to leave a little bit of room for that. I think that looks pretty good. And then this one. And I feel like they come out more vibrant than what they look from this angle. I'm gonna bleed that red back there a little bit. I'll do that with this one. I might add more red, I don't know. Do you want it to go to fade into there? That looks pretty cute. And now the green. You can kind of just go back and forth with this one. I think I got some resin on top. Trying to think what other ones I could make with this. I guess I could do like orange. I'm trying to remember what the other ones looked like. Orange, white, red. Was that one of the color combos from the worms? Gummy worms. That might look neat. Yeah, that one's a lot more green, which I think I like that. I like it more pigmented. I'll do a couple color variations though. I'll cure those. Those will probably be a little bit lighter, but I think that'll be fine. And then I'll show you what those ones look like. So this is the second batch, turned out pretty good. I'm going to make as many more of these as I can, and then I'll be back to let you know how many that was and to put them in the jar to see what it looks like. So it did make 5 full trays. There's 4 here, the 5th one's curing, and I think I have just enough resin to maybe do 1 or 2 snakes, so I would say 5 to 6 sets of them is what it makes. And I don't think we're gonna be able to put the lid back on after we get these in here, but we'll see. Kind of silly to come with a lid if we can't use it, but let's see how many of them fit in there. Probably all the ones I made is a good amount. And like that. So yeah, I think with the added 3 more, potentially maybe a few more after that, I think that looks pretty good. And then, of course, this is not gonna fit on top. I guess you could leave it turned to the side or something, I don't know, or just set it next to it. Just like everything in this series, pretty time consuming depending on how many you wanna make, but turned out good. They do have details on them. You can see the eyeballs, the mouth is open, little stripes on them. Very cute. I give this one, I don't know, probably like an 8.5, maybe 9 out of 10. It's pretty good. But yeah, if you want me to review and show the entire completed series, leave me a comment, let me know. I'll be happy to film that. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.